Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the brownest man around town here, and I got a 16-3 domination gameplay on Resistance for you with the Scar silenced. Unfortunately, this game was played a long time ago, so I don't know my perk setups. Probably Scavenger, Assassin, or Quick Draw. Probably Assassin. And the third perk was probably Marksman. This is my favorite setup. I believe it's an overpowered perk setup that I like abusing, but other people like to abuse as well, which makes it really annoying to play against, and therefore I have not been playing this game very much as of late. Probably 20 minutes of gameplay in the last week or so. And it will probably stay that way for about another week. I just need a little break from it. But nonetheless, I may still be playing it. I hope I can get myself to go back to it, as I have had fun with it. More fun with Modern Warfare 2 before that got ruined, but I'm using my Gay Boy sensor. I know most people run Assassin, so it's useless normally anyway. So let's get into the topic I want to talk about. As you guys know, HIV/AIDS is a very big problem in the US as well as in Africa. And I just wanted to talk about why it's such a terrible disease to go up against and what may have caused it and why it may have become such a big problem. I have been looking into it a little bit as of late. I mean, I was curious why they couldn't find a vaccine for it and why it was so prevalent in Africa and in the northeast United States where it began. It did begin with the gay population. I'll go into that a little more later. It's an autoimmune disorder that causes your immune system to collapse on itself and therefore not protecting you from diseases that normally you should not die from because you have immune resistance to, such as the common cold. This is the same for pneumonia. I believe pneumonia is a similar case where, I don't know how I didn't get that nade. I was a little bit off. But anyway, pneumonia is a similar case to HIV. And, ooh, gold UMP. Okay, sorry. So pneumonia is a very similar case to HIV in which it lowers the immune system. But the HIV is it's a new disease. I mean, apparently it's a newly mutated version of a different virus. I'm not an expert on the subject, but I do think I have reason to believe, and I mean this is just a speculation here, that HIV may not have been a natural occurrence. It may have been some mistake, lab mistake, as you may say. A mistake that was probably, there's a good chance it was accidental, but I'm not entirely sure. But I do believe it was made in a laboratory setting. And why I think that is because, well, the rumors say that some African guy fucked a dog or a giraffe or something and it made some interspecial mutation. I don't know what the rumor is, but that's complete garbage. It's completely false. It started actually in the northeast United States with the gay population. The first guy that had it spread it on, and once it got into the bisexual population, it started getting into both genders. And that's when we started to see a huge occurrence of the disease. People originally thought it was people that may have come in from Africa that may have spread it to Americans, but then they found out it was a sexually transmitted disease that actually began in America. I believe around Rhode Island is where it started, on the northeast coast of America. Don't quote me on that though. But yeah, I do believe that HIV could have possibly been a lab setting mistake gone rampant, and the government is trying to cover this up. Now, what would this mean if this were true? Well, first of all, it would mean these corporations that are experimenting with these things are liable for hundreds of thousands of lives, and the family should be compensated as soon as possible should this information get released that this is actually the case. But since even if it were the case they would deny it, it wouldn't make much sense to try to complain, but just to know that this is there. I'm not saying this is 100% true, but I do say since such a peculiar, deadly disease started in a core country, that it may have been a laboratory mistake, and or it may have even been on purpose. Ooh, as I nearly escaped death here. I hope it may have been a mistake, and I hope it could have come from Africa, but even my teacher, and she has I don't know exactly what her degree is, but she's been teaching microbiology and advanced placement biology for multiple years, and even she confirms, yes, indeed, HIV/AIDS did start in America. Didn't tell me why. I didn't ask. But could have been a random mutation. But normally in countries that are more developed, this doesn't happen as often because there's less opportunity for these kinds of viruses to morph and mutate in countries that there are not health problems and sanitation problems and breeding grounds for viruses. Therefore, I do think it is possible that some experiment went wrong and led to this. Nearly escaped death here, last damn bitch. I mean, what would this mean if the people knew this and this were to be true? I mean, what would this do to the people that have this disease, that are suffering from it? Because it is a terrible disease. I mean, it is hard. It is hard to live with it unless you have a lot of money. It is really hard to live with this disease, and it's really hard to survive it. It does directly impact the T cells in your immune system. I don't know what they're called, like cytotoxin or something. I don't know what they're called exactly. But they it lowers your white blood cell count and your killer T cell count. Man, these guys had no idea I was just raping them at spawn. So it lowers your immune cell count. After the first week or so, your numbers by half, your white blood cell count drops by half, and it just multiplies. The rapidness of the progression just multiplies from there, and it gets worse and worse until there's virtually your white blood cell count per particle of blood, parts per billion, is probably 10 to 100, which is ridiculously low. I think a normal person would have in between 200 and 400 white blood cells per, I don't know what the exact measure is, but I believe 200 to 400 is a healthy number. I could be wrong. Yeah, this is probably not the smartest thing to do a commentary on, because I don't have the research in front of me. But these are just speculations. I mean, I'm not sitting here ranting about something that I know to be true. I'm just exploring the possibilities. So, if whatever you think, just leave a comment if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, and why. Don't just be a little trolling bitch, AJ. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed. Maybe I opened your mind a little bit, and I know I haven't done a commentary in a while, but I haven't had motivation to play this game, and I've been trying to avoid this game as much as possible. Oh, and apparently COD 2 is not popular anymore. I'm about 6 years late. So, on that note, I guess I won't be continuing that series, and I'll probably delete the video. But, thanks for listening, and have a great day.
Your work is appreciated. Well done.